And then in 2015, because they have a very good TEDx program here in Savannah, I applied to do a talk. So I didn't get in, and I was like, oh, I wanted to get in. And part of me felt, oh gosh, that's going to be too scary. I'm glad I didn't get it.
Yeah. Okay. Part of you. Yeah. Okay.
But the next year I applied and I got in.
Mm.
So I think there were a couple of things at work here. One was I was still writing my memoir, but I thought, well, this is a way that I can go out on stage and I can talk to people about how to approach loss, how to look at it, what I did, what we normally do, which is against our nature, I think. And so that
Mm.
felt very good for me to be able to have that opportunity to do that. The other thing is that I think I was writing my book and I thought, you know how sometimes they say you need your hook and you need your I
Yeah.
really wanted to kind of crystallize what I believed, what I thought. And so the TEDx form was a really good way for me to, in a very short period of time, to really crystallize what I thought my message was to people.
Yeah.
So that's so I got in the next time. And I also thought too, this is this one last challenge because it's
Mm.
hard to get out there and be on that stage and without notes and have this conversation with people. So those were three reasons why I wanted to do this that led me to apply to and then I had to fill out a long application, go for an interview, and then I was accepted to give a talk.
So I think there's a lot of misinformation, misgivings about this. There's some of us who went for a TEDx talk and had to apply to hundreds. But there's a few of us, though, who had a passion for what they're talking about and just said, I want to deliver it here and worked till they got it there. It took you 2 years. Sometimes it may take more. Sometimes it doesn't take any time at all. But I think that's interesting that you just said, I want this. You didn't go for any other TEDx. You just went for that one.
No, I didn't. It seemed the other thing, I guess, that came out of my whole journey, which was really quite long, is that I felt initially when I went through the divorce and all the many things that happened that I had lost my intuition. Or I
Oh,
couldn't count on my intuition. I
okay.
couldn't count on making right choices because if I had made a colossally wrong mistake about one of the most important things in life, how could I trust my intuition
To
about
do,
other
yeah.
things? What I realized is that my intuition was pretty good and I could count on it. But I had to get that confidence back. And I
Okay.
think by this point, applying, I just knew it was right and I felt like it was right. And And there that doesn't always happen, but when I feel like I'm right on that path exactly where I'm supposed to be, there's just a feeling that there's this alignment that I can feel, and I just know this is right.
So here's a question for you. When you talk about the alignment and the feeling, that had to carry right to the stage. Were you nervous getting up on the stage at all?
Oh, yes. Yes, I was. And I practiced and I knew what I was gonna say, and a couple of things were really helpful with the coach that I had because there were a few weeks of coaching and then we just rehearsed on our own. And she said to me, just go out there and have a conversation. You love talking to people. They want to talk to you, even though it's a one-way dialogue. It is two ways in a way. If you open up
Okay.
with
I'm going to
questions,
debate you on that one. Okay. Go ahead.
okay, okay. But you can try and have some kind of rapport rather than dialogue, rapport with them. So she said, just go out and have a conversation. They want to be here. They're in the audience. They want to hear this. They want to be there. Go out and have a conversation. Don't think of it as a speech or a performance or anything. Just have a conversation.
See, I debate that with people. I hear that
Really?
oftentimes, especially from coaches. Go out and have a conversation. That is not a conversation. It is not someone talking back to you. It's not a two-way street. Yeah, they're looking at you. They may be smiling at you. They may be nodding their heads. That's all nonverbal That's nonverbal signs. That's not a conversation. And I just believe if you set people up for that, it becomes very difficult for them to actually get up on stage. And
Really? Well,
yeah,
for me, that it just I guess for me, I interpreted it as don't get up there and looking like you're performing like a lawyer or whatever. Just get up there and be yourself and be
okay,
natural and
okay,
say what's on your heart. And I guess so
okay.
that so okay,
There.
so I agree with you. But one other thing she told me that I think kind of goes along with what I said, but also what you said is right before I went out on stage, I'm backstage,
Hmm.
okay? And she came out 120, she said, you've got 120 seconds before you go out. And I said, "I'm nervous."
Yeah.
And she said, "Do you know the power pose?"
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know the power pose. And so she showed me and she put her arms like this and she said, "Just walk back and forth and do that." So I'd never heard of the power pose. But what I understood when I did the power pose is that not only was I standing up straighter, as my mother would have told me to do, stand up straight, Beverly, but
Breathe deeper.
your heart precedes you. It's not
Absolutely.
all about all this stuff that's up there. So the conversation, when I say conversation, it's because what you're saying is coming from a total place of authenticity.
I
And
have discovered that when most speakers, if they share from the heart, that's not a conversation, but sharing from the heart makes a great talk. And that's what you did. You said that's how you interpret it. Your exact words was,
that's how I interpret it. Yeah.
yeah, I interpret it as sharing from the heart. And so taking the power pose. By the way, which one did you take? Batman, Superman, Superwoman, Catwoman? Which one did you
I don't know.
do?
Who do I look like? No, I just, and I had on blue, which I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
told blue is a good color for me. So it's
Yeah.
my lucky color. Somebody